Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most, Normal Ass Carl.
DJ
To my front, I have my man at Just Lex. Together we form Voltron.
Normal Carl and Just Lex.
So I was telling my wife yesterday when we went out to Temecula, I said, yo, like this whole little area is like really kind of developed. Like they got like legit shopping centers and shit out here. And we took some back street. We were by like Paz Street or whatever, or your Paz or your Nez or whatever the fuck that street is that takes you the back way on the 15. And I was just like, yo, like this whole area is just really developed now. And so when you said Snoop and Dre were there, I was like, oh, that's crazy. So then when we took the back street, I look over to my right, getting ready to get on the freeway. And I remember like 6-7 years ago, me and my boy D, we went to Temecula to just go and hang out, got an Airbnb. Shit, was out drinking and stuff, and then went out in downtown Temecula, man. It was like an amazing time. It was like a little strip. It reminded me of like being in Fresno, though, right? They had like maybe one or two hip hop clubs. They had some country clubs and shit like that. And I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. Like,
Temecula got a couple of those main strips. But yeah, that whole, if you drive up to 15, it don't look like it used to.
No.
Because they starting to put like little pocket neighborhoods in those mountains that you didn't think could house people.
Well, what choice do we got there?
Full on neighborhoods now.
They had this rock machine out there, like right when you get to that little stretch where you start going by Gopher Canyon and everything, you leaving out of Escondido. They had this big rock machine. They're leveling the rocks off. So I imagine that they're probably building something, housing developments over there or something.
Up Mother Nature's creation.
Absolutely. Here's the other thing too. I played golf at Torrey Pines twice in the last month, which is not something I normally do during this time. And like when it's sunny like this here, it looks like gorillas in the mist over there, like until like 4 p.m. Like there's no sunlight at all. So Dago in general, I'm bringing that up because San Diego is just a weird place. Like there's different aspects of everything. Like you got that little thing going on over there, then you go to East County and shit and you see the housing developments going up and everything. And as a kid coming up, now we are at the age where we could say like, oh, this wasn't there when we was young. You know what I mean? Like when my mom and dad like tell me how Skyline was and Chula Vista and all those places, you see photos of like what it looked like in the 70s, 60s and shit like that. There's a lot of canyons and shit and like not a lot of houses and businesses like you see now.
Did you guys get here when at the very bottom of this hill when they got that random grass area?
I didn't see where that was a freeway exit.
Okay, you weren't here for that?
Was it extremely convenient?
Well, yeah, I guess for a kid in the mid 90s.
Yeah,
I didn't think about it like that.
Why'd they get rid of it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Do you know of any accidents? Someone told me about that, and I was just like, why not? But
I think they decided there's not enough people using it to where it's like, y'all go ahead and use the two that are around it instead of just this one.
That's crazy. I mean,
I don't know.
Whatever.
Or maybe the HOA complained.
That'd be the first thing that they decided that they wanted to do. Don't get me started. But yeah, so we went to a winery, and this is a real quick hitter right now. I just realized I can still hold it 10 toes down in a winery. A lot of brothers that aren't of my ilk were in there, and then a lot of unseasoned chicken. And I was like, yo, I could still be me 10 toes down in the spot. It's been a while since I've been able and been tested in that regard. But I was still 10 toes, just so that you know.
And how were you tested?
Mentally, I'd be like, I walk around, my wife would tell me like, oh, you would do that. No, I wouldn't. No, I'm still 10 toes. Like I'm not losing who I am for Kelly Clarkson and Taylor Swift songs in the vehicle if it came down to it. Like I'm still me. Haven't lost my way. So, all right, man, let's get to it, bro. Let's go. You gonna hit my hand claps? There we go. See, if I say that and then you don't respond, I'm like, oh, I don't know if he's feeling it. Random shit to fill in time. These are all very quick ones. Do you round up your money and donate at the machines?
No.
Do you feel bad about saying no?
No.
That might be the first one that...
Here's the thing. I'm more likely to do that than to donate some random dollar amount because it makes more sense. It's like, oh, okay, just whatever.
Yes.
I have done it.
But 50% of the time you gonna do it, 10%. What's the one that gets you that says that I'm gonna donate?
I don't really run into the roundup one that often.
Okay.
I usually get you want to donate $1 to fucking cancer research?
And you're not gonna do that one.
Nah.
Why not?
For what? I need to see the financials.
What if it's like Harlem Boys Choir?
The white guilt don't hit me like that.
Oh, they better ask somebody in Harlem.
It hits me in other places.
Yeah, they better ask somebody in Harlem. It's crazy. Like, yo, so which one would get you?
Which one would get me?
Well, okay. So now we're going to open the spread. So we know that at the register, you're not donating to Children's Hospital, Cancer Research, right? American Red Cross. These are not your bag, right? What about environmental shit? Like if it was like, yo, for trash pickup, they need funds for more scoops. Trash bags. And they got a picture of a sea turtle being rescued from a soda plastic thing.
I don't know if it's a cause type of thing, because obviously, Children's Hospital, all that stuff is great, right? I just don't do it.
Children's Hospital is great. Why not? I just want to know. Look, I'm trying to get the psychology of how you spend money a little bit, but I figured in the donor bag, you be there. All right, little kid comes up to you, got a mixtape, but he's got a Venmo scan thing. But he hands you a mixtape.
I think
says donate whatever you want.
I think I've done that enough in the mid 2000s to where I'm not doing that today.
So this dad,
actually, you know what? If he does that today, if a kid comes up to me in 2023,
I know you live in a different area too, though, because you're not likely to see that in your neighborhood.
But if he comes up to me with a physical product, I might do it, just because, like, hey, the fact that you know about this.
Yeah. So I went to Ralph's. This was maybe 3 or 4 months ago, man, over here. And the dad and the son were out there. Kid had a CD with his name written on it in the Sharpie and the name of his mixtape, and was like, "Yo, just donate whatever." It was It was updated, but he had a little table, all of his disc and everything, and then he had the Venmo scan thing up there. I sent him $5. Yeah, I said the cool $5 for the culture. That's cool.
Man, that Ralph's parking lot is super active.
Yeah.
I ain't been in there in a minute.
That's a great place though, and good location to peddle your stuff off though.
It's kind of saturated though, because you got people that need 75 cents for their Black and Mild. They need $1 for a beer.
True. $1 for their beer is crazy.
So you got the panhandling corner, and then you got the other side where people are trying to make something of themselves, and then you got the other side where they ain't trying to bother nobody. They just need a little corner to rest their back at.
Then you got my brother there with the dreadlocks, who I don't think is homeless. I swear I've heard many of stories about him over the years. Black dude. Probably about 6'3", slender. I heard he had a house this whole time. We always assumed he was homeless.
Shout out to Ernie, man.
So you know his name. So you see what I mean? Like, yo, like, you see what I mean? Do I donate? No, it just depends, right? They try to get me on some apps that I use when I make purchases and say, hey, do you want to round this up to donate to blah, blah, blah? No. And just like the answer I gave y'all last week, I want to know where my money is going. There's too many times where I've heard of scams and stuff like that. I'm not. If I got
hit up with the roundup more often, I probably do it. I just don't get hit with that one often.
I feel like that's more feasible.
It is. That's why I feel like if everybody adopted that, they'd raise a lot more money.
Yeah, because then if 75 cents or whatever, or 63 cents, where you're adding more coinage. 75 is only 3 coins, but if it's like 63.6 or 63
I think people like whole numbers, right? Even on their receipts or whatever. That's like when I tip at a restaurant, like I'll tip whatever percentage I'm a tip, and then I'll add on whatever extra change, so the total is like a full dollar amount.
I just round up to the nearest dollar. So you saying that in your tip, you include cents so that it's a whole dollar like removed out of your account?
Just the total for the meal is a full dollar.
So you're saying you square off how much you pay, but then they're getting cents in their shit. So like if
the tip is gonna be whatever percentage I'm tipping plus the extra cents to round it to a whole dollar.
For them or for you?
What you mean for me? I'm not getting I'm spending money.
Right, but I'm saying like the round off happens for you or for them?
For me.
That's what I was saying. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm learning how to like ask you like specific questions now. This is great. Spend a lot of time with somebody. It's like a partnership. What does having your shit together mean? Why are you laughing?
Because I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
But you have your shit together to a point. I think that's all of us. But the reason why I ask that is because, like, yo, like women will say, or people will say, like, yo, I'm not messing with this person because they don't have their shit together, right? And I feel like that's a loose term that we use that doesn't actually like pinpoint anything.
That's true.
There's people walking around without like their shit completely together, whether it be mental, physical, or whatever.
It depends on who's looking at it.
That's true. All right, but if you were looking at it,
a lot of people be like, "Man, he got his shit together," and then I'm looking inside like,
I'm looking inside it. I can imagine like okay, you know what? I'm glad you said that. So let's go down that rabbit hole. I got a friend. You know who this friend is, right? A little bit on the bats for the other team side.
Okay.
Outwardly, when you talk to this person, it appears that they have their shit together. They work a very lucrative job where they obtain, or what they say, that they obtain 6 figures. I imagine that after taxes and health insurance and shit, it probably gets knocked down to 5, but they make 6 figures, right? And they have a nice vehicle outwardly, right? But when you get inside the vehicle, the car is messy, dog hair everywhere.
That's how it goes with the person too. It's a metaphor.
Yeah, but there's a little gook on the steering wheel. I don't know what that is. I think it's from scratching the scalp and putting in African oils.
I thought that was a racial slur.
No, there's a little goop on it. Like it's like brown crust on the steering wheel that looks like Murray's, like old dried Murray's hair gel. Right? I be telling bro, yo, you gotta clean this. You go into the house, there's no furniture. Right? But this person makes 6 figures, dresses very nice, dog everywhere, right? It just looks like you in a project somewhere.
Instagram baddie.
Yeah. But lives in a nice area. But has no dining room table, no entertainment system,
Sometimes
no
you gotta
TV.
trade off. I'd rather be safe in my neighborhood and sleep on the floor.
So can we be safe to assume that like most people assume, or most people like say that having your shit together is just a financial thing?
I think
when most people use it. When people use it.
Most people use it, they're probably just looking at the surface level stuff. And that's somewhat fair because maybe that's all they have to go off of. If I don't know you and I'm just having casual encounters, like, yeah, they seem like got their shit together, you know. Got a good head on their shoulders by the way they speak, what they talk about, what they got going on. You don't always, but then you got this, like, you never know what somebody going through.
True. So as far as like having your shit together, right? What would tell you, like, you know, well, men are different, right? Because I think that men will mess with a woman that does not have her shit together for the sake of
the best.
Yeah, just the sake of, hey, I aesthetic wise, I like this. But if your house looks like anywhere that what I've just described, that is going to be an instant nah for me, right? You don't even have to have your own spot. I don't have that prerequisite. Like somebody
still sneaking into mom's house.
No, because at that point and where I'm at now in my life, at least, I would have my own shit together. You know what I mean? And even me staying at my mom's house, there's nothing wrong with that because it's like, yo, that was me getting my shit together in terms of I want to buy a home. You know, my wife met me along the journey. Maybe the size of my home would have changed because, you know, if you didn't add her there, but I was well on my way because right now it's almost virtually impossible to buy a home out here. But back then, 5-6 years ago, I had an opportunity. Very small window, but I had an opportunity. So, but my wife, at least, like, she had to have her shit together, right? So in my thought process of her having her shit together is having a job, you know, being able to be coachable, right? Me also being coachable. No, I'm serious. Yo, part of being in a relationship is the other person listening to like your wants and needs. I'm coachable. Like if she says I wasn't, she's a damn lie because there's certain things that she's like hard in on that I've changed, right? There's certain things I won't, right? That's just that, yo, that's just how it is. And I've realized some things she won't change. So it's all right. I'm all right. I love that portion of her. So I embrace that portion of her because it doesn't override how I generally feel about her. But having her shit together, that's what that means to me, right? And why would you laugh and say, hey, look, I don't have my shit together when you have it like raveled up in certain aspects? Now, what you're thinking about is an uncontrollable.
No, I think, I'll get back there eventually.
Holy shit. All right, this is you being tough on yourself. Let's keep going though. I'm ready.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
ready to deep dive into psychology.
I
of
missed a couple weeks of therapy, so she did a good number on me this week. She said, "Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks, hasn't it?"
it. You missed it or she missed it?
I missed. Well, no, I couldn't afford it.
Got
I'd
it.
spread it out a little bit more.
Oh, there we go. So that's what you attribute to not having your shit together? Because sounding like
Nah, no. For me, I'm not at surface level. So, or when you're speaking, when you can talk about yourself, you can be more honest because you know it's not someone looking on the outside. You can see the outside and the inside. So yeah, you probably have the opportunity to be a little more rough on yourself because you're like, well, yeah, I got this, I got that. This appears this way, but I think really having your shit together is how you feel about all that stuff. And so if you're not there yet or something is distracting you from that, then I don't think you really have your shit together.
I guess I would also add to what you're saying is like, like if part of having my shit together means that I'm also mentally in the right space.
And it's not an all or nothing type of thing. And that's where someone's like, you either got your shit together or you just really don't. And, you ain't shit or whatever phrase you want to use. It's like, oh yeah, there's some stuff there. And then there's stuff that's like, this is holding on for a thread right now, so let me just kind of hold it steady and then strengthen the cordage when I can.
Right.
But yeah, the way most people say, hey, he's got his shit together, I kind of fit most of that criteria, I guess.
Yeah.
Or at least,
a good portion of
historically.
it. Yeah, still. Because like, all right, do you think Antonio Brown has his shit together? I'm thinking of like wild characters. Would you say that Antonio Brown has his shit together?
No.
And why not? And for those who don't know, Antonio Brown is a football player that's played for
anything I say is going to be
teams.
hate just because it's a little more personal for me.
No, but I mean, even still, but that's part of it though. Like a lot of things when people say someone doesn't have their shit together, it's a personal thing for them. It's a personal matter. So that's why I thought about somebody who makes money, I can't say he provides for his kids because he got arrested for child support recently.
In those world, and that's what I'm saying. In that world, they all make a lot of money, but we don't know how they are with money.
Right.
Which is why they have stuff like, the average football player is broke within 3 years or whatever. Like, that's a thing. So
that's Terrell.
Just because you have a big contract, I'm not going to assume you have your shit together.
So I would assume that it's not so much as like the monetary or the things that you have, it's a mind state that you carry, right? And how you go about doing your day. Is that a fair assumption to say in regards to like having your shit together? Just wanted to define the term.
Well, I just think it's how you feel about it. How do you feel about all the things that make you appear like you got your shit together? Are you happy about how it's set up? To where it's not hindering you in certain aspects? Because if it's like nothing you happy about, then it's like, oh, if you're not happy about your job, you're not happy about, life circumstances based on all the stuff that most people be like, well, I mean, he seems to have it all, then I don't think you have your shit together because at any given moment, you might give it all up because you can't take it no more, or something's going to happen to where it's just not going to be the same. And then so you need to put yourself in a position to where you're like, I'm good with this. Like this little setup, I'm happy with it. And now it's like I can focus on doing whatever. Because if you don't feel good about it, then I don't think you truly have your shit together.
All right, I'll give you that on that one. All right, I mess with that. I had to pry it out of him. Do you look away from homeless people at stoplights? Traditionally speaking?
Sometimes.
You know what I like to do? I like to look at them and know, hey, look, I'm not afraid to let you know I'm not about to give you any cash right now, brother.
Your shirt costs more than mine.
Not even just that. Just on some like, yo, you look able-bodied.
I think I don't usually look away like actively like that. I think I look away more when the kids are in the car because they be selling like, hey, Dad,
It's a snail day.
why they outside?
Oh shit, that's crazy.
I gotta get into all that.
Damn, you haven't even talked about that yet.
I do. They just don't listen.
Yo, so
They just don't. They don't understand. Like, how could that be?
We had our first trauma moment with the kids.
First.
Yeah.
Oh man, sheltered children.
Well, let me tell you what they. No, because I was about to get that off on you, based off of what you just said. Look at the hate. Look at the hate. We both set up each other, huh? Just plotting. No, one of his friends had came up to him while he was at school. Was like, "Hey, man, we're homeless." And so he came home.
He just giving up all his information.
Easy money, right?
Y'all got extra room.
Now here's the thing. Now, I'm hella judgmental, right? But I've seen this kid. He bad as hell too, right? So
I mean,
so wait. That has nothing to do with being homeless. I'm gonna
no,
explain
I'm
it.
saying
Don't cut me off. 'Cause I don't-
being homeless, you might be more likely to be bad at school.
Okay,
That's all
well,
I'm
I
saying.
mean, that's the correlation we'll let you run with. I'm not gonna say that.
I'm just saying more likely. Not the other way
Absolutely.
around.
I feel you. You know, that's your truth.
It's like what Chris Rock said.
Uh-oh. He's really sinking his teeth in now.
No, he's talking about if the kid don't know how to read, that's not dad's fault. That's mom's fault.
Why is that?
Because mom's supposed to be at home helping him teach. Helping him
I
read.
see where you're going.
Now, if the kid can't read because there ain't no lights on, that's dad's fault. See what I mean?
From a different time. This is what I tell you. Pull the rug from underneath. We talked about that last week. So my man, he's bad. And his mom walks him to like the fence, but then, you know, you're supposed to walk him all the way to class. She not doing that, right?
She got to protect her cart or whatever.
I don't, hold on, we'll get there, right? Dress appropriately, obviously, right? But I'm looking for signs of like, kid looks clean and stuff like that. Like he looks fine, right? And then I go and pick him up like maybe like a day later or 2 days later. My stepson. And I see the kid. I see the guy that picks him up. Very crisp, white tee, look like it's brand new out the package. You know, well put together, do-rag on, nice iPhone and stuff. And I was like, you know, like maybe he is homeless. Like he doesn't have a home, like per se of his own. But he's probably at least couch surfing.
Yeah, a lot of homeless people have it's not, they have it a little more than, cause especially being homeless, especially out here, like it's a very reasonable possible thing.
Yes.
To where it's like, oh, but I have a good network and I can thrive in this environment as much as I can without having a home.
Like, have you ever slept outside?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like at a park.
Like, okay, you really want
Yeah, we're gonna deep
Yes.
dive. At a park?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I've been waiting on some of these
Why are we
questions.
laughing at? I've been waiting.
I've been thinking some of these questions were gonna happen.
I've been waiting. It's crazy. He's getting closer. I figured a car because I've slept in a car myself. But yo, the park fam, you didn't have a car at the time?
At the time.
How long ago was this? We talking years?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
that's
let me
fine.
think.
We ain't got to go that far. I wanted to be so far behind you. Damn. All right. Was it cold?
Yeah, you'd be
I
surprised.
need to know the park. I need to know the park.
You'd be surprised how cold it gets
I
when
need
it's
to know
still
the
like
part.
in the 60s.
That's
and 50s.
crazy. And you don't think you have your shit together now? That's crazy. Go ahead. Let me. What park? No, the 60s is cold. Nah, it is. 62 out here is cold with the little.
So I be watching Naked and Afraid like, yo, y'all's wild because I had clothes on.
Yeah. What park were you at?
I'm trying to make sure it only happened once.
It was that one and over here.
Yeah, it wasn't.
That's fine. As long as it's not Parkside, you know, that was a little wild because you on the little main drag where it'd be going down. Like if I was going to do one, it would be right next to the elementary school.
like Tuma.
Is that Tuma? Yeah, I would do the elementary school. That one get a little jumpy too, though.
Yeah, I'm about to say Tuma ain't.
They the straightest.
I didn't sleep well.
You have a blanket?
No.
Did you walk there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's a long walk.
It's not.
It is. I mean, it's not when you have all the time in the world.
I got time to kill.
When you got time to kill now, I've definitely slept in a car, but it's like, yeah. But not like for several periods. It was like usually an event happened, and I was like, well, this is the best I got right now. You know, but looking at this kid, like homeless, there's a difference between couch surfing and homeless. And when I think homeless, I think of, like you said, like sleeping in the park for a substantial
still got
amount of time.
access to water and
like taking a shower and stuff. Because like some people do have that access, but it's like, yo, you have to wait for it, or are you going to Father Joe's or something like that, you know? But if you have a place where you could like stay and stuff like that for an extended period of time, yes. I've seen and have had family members who have been homeless where like we'll allow them to come here, eat, shower and shit, and take them back because of certain choices that they made, but that was it that I know of. But I count that as like legit homeless. So when I'm looking at this kid, I'm like, well, he probably like lived with like a younger sibling, because the kid's African too. They're not really known for like leaving family members out as long as you're not doing drugs and shit like that or have mental health problems, right? Because I would say that traditionally speaking, some of those cultures don't have a lot of experience with those things or have like the systems that we have in place to be able to help those people. So they'll write them off traditionally like, oh, Cousin John, he just crazy. You know, that's why it's weird to me to see like a Filipino man, a Samoan man, black man, like anybody, I guess of anybody, because like most races, like live in, most people live with their in-laws and shit, or have an uncle that stayed with them, or, you know, like whatever. So I always ask the question like, yo, when did shit get this bad to where like they don't fuck with you no more? Like what happened?
I mean, I can't talk about while I was sleeping at the park. But,
No, right. That's cool.
But you know, and anytime I've ever like slept in one of those situations, it was partly me too, because I've always had someone I can call, at least for the night. And so those nights I just chose not to, because I didn't want to get into the whole foo-fa
of like what went down.
Yeah, just like, you know, now if this becomes a thing, then yeah, maybe I gotta cash that chip in. I don't like to be a burden on people, so yeah, that means I gotta sleep in the car a little bit.
You know, that's a mental illness too.
Yes, I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I've stayed in the SDSU library overnight and like hidden to where they didn't see me, so I could sleep there.
But so you like, this is right after watching what was Will Smith and his son? He had the osteo.
Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness, using their own
I mean, that came out around the time I went to college.
Oh man, he's like, my story gonna be fire.
That story.
My story's gonna be fire.
Nah, because doing all that don't hit the same when you ain't got a kid with you.
True.
I could do all that.
Yeah.
I'm the definition of thug it out. Like, for real.
Is that fire to you?
No, it's not fire.
I'm just like the way you said it.
I'm just saying, like, I
no, because like what we're talking about is a personal choice.
Yeah, no. Sometimes in the moment you don't think it's a personal choice, and then we look back like, well, I didn't call them.
Oh, and that's what I'm trying to figure. Like, why not? Because I did have on here, do you like asking for help? But this kind of goes in. This kind of goes hand in hand with that.
I don't like asking for help.
But yeah, but is it because it makes you look like a weak individual?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I just think I would say maybe it is that, but not really worded that way. It's more like, I'm here to be the help, not to be the one who needs the help.
Oh, so you're God.
And then even if it's not like give and take, sometimes it needs to be give and take. But I look at it like I look at a lot of things in life, not just help, but just like credit, right? Sometimes I'll build up a bunch of credit so that when I do need to cash something in, it's like I don't feel bad about doing it.
Your threshold is crazy though. Like,
it is crazy.
Yeah, the threshold. Like I get what you're saying. The threshold is like, yo, like I'm not gonna spend this credit yet, but I'm gonna sleep outside.
Right. Like I've been in the house for 3 months, and this one day, oh, we gonna be out all day doing whatever. Hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
Don't call me. You don't need nothing. No emergencies. Whatever it is.
That's pride.
And I'm out, and I don't feel as bad about being out because it's like, well, shit, I've been in the house for 3 months. So it's kind of like that, and that's applied across the board. So it's like, oh shit, you know what? I got kicked out for the night or whatever. The car is not so bad. Now, if it's like, hey, don't come back, then I'll take a couple days in the car, the library or whatever, and then I'll be like, all right, I gotta cash one of these chips in, because this is what happened. I was in the car, went a few times, the library, doing whatever, and I was like, all right, I got a lot going on. I need to function a little bit better than that. And I can't have this stress on me, so I need to actually cash one of these chips in, and I did that. Let me at least get some stability in this area while I'm figuring some other shit out, while I'm going through this other transitional period. And yeah, so I was able to cash that chip in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more so that it means more to me for me to do it first. But if situation gets too dire, I have no problem with asking for help. Because the way and the manner in which I ask for help and what I ask for help on, I deem it to be that this does not make me look like a weak individual because I wasn't able to do it. As long as I try. If I try and I fail, I will ask for help, because I've noticed that nobody in this world goes through it alone. You know what I mean? Like, someone's getting help or assistance with something. I was talking to this young lady about 2 weeks ago, and she was real young, under 18 in a work fashion. So let me make sure I put that in there. You start saying shit like that, it sounds crazy. But, she was just basically saying, like, she didn't have nobody to support her. She didn't have no friends or nothing. And, she just wanted to go through her life proving her mother wrong. At 16, she's like, all I care about is working, making money, proving her wrong. I said, well, what happens when you prove her wrong, though? Like, once you're done with that, what is your goals after that? You know what I mean? Like, make sure you're striving for something, because if not, you'll find yourself in a downward spiral.
Yeah, because at that point, you're only really moving out of spite. And while that can get you to great heights, it's not going to make you happy.
On a personal level, but on a social level.
It's not going to make you happy about it.
No.
And it's going to be a more difficult climb to try to do it.
But that's the hard part, right? Because it's like, now being older, it's like, yo, how do you convey this message to a teen? I was once there. Like, you couldn't tell me shit as a teen. Well, you think it's bad now.
Sometimes
you got way worse then.
Sometimes you got to let it go. Sometimes you just like, all right, especially like as a parent, I gave you all the game I could, and I'm going to still kind of preach it. But at the end of the day, you going to do what you going to do.
Hey, let me ask you, you think you fronting on that? Because I feel like I say that now because, like, they still, like, need us every day. But, like, when they get into their teens, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little harder.
Well, it's going to be harder. And here's the thing. I don't really know. I can't speak. Like, you can probably speak a little bit better because you went through, you as a teen, with both your parents in the house. Specifically your dad. And you're like, all right, this is how I talked to my dad. This is how I felt towards my dad. This is what my dad did for me. And this is how that grew. I was like, all right, well, I'm doing whatever I do because that's what I've always done. And so I didn't have nobody really giving me any type of game. It was just like, all right, I'm going through these life experiences and pulling from that. So I'm trying to shorten the learning curve. Like, all right, at this age, I was kind of going through that. I'm going to give you that. It might be a little different for you, but this is what happened with me or whatever. And if I could put myself in the best position to where as a teenager, you feel comfortable still coming to me for shit or still asking me for shit. And they might end up being those types of people. I know a lot of people that they'll come for advice to a bunch of people, but they don't listen to nothing. They just want to talk.
I agree.
And so, yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. I said my 2 cents. And if you take it, you take it. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to take it personal because my advice ain't always right.
True.
So, I had to do that with my brother, only 3 years younger than me, but I went through a lot of shit a lot faster than he did. And it's like, you would think 3 years, like, hey, I just did it. You think I'd be a little more credible than anybody else.
Right.
But some people are just like, nah, I'd rather have life teach me. And if that takes me a little bit longer or a lot of bit longer, it is what it is. I
feel like people that have siblings, and especially if you're the older sibling or the middle sibling and have a younger sibling, you're able to get that off. Younger siblings aren't able to say that. What they say is, oh, my brother or my sister, made a lot of fucking mistakes and blah, blah, blah.
But see, that's
like in hindsight later on.
If the little sibling sees that and then learns from it, then they can catapult over that. Because a lot of times the little sibling doesn't really overshoot the older sibling, because the older sibling had to go through everything first. And I think there's something to that when it comes to you as a person. But what the most successful people do is they say, why would the fuck would I go through all that when I just watch somebody do it? Or listen to the people who've already been there and skip all the bullshit and do what they started doing when it was becoming successful. Now I can save myself a whole bunch of time and then take it higher, raise the ceiling. That's what you want to do.
Right.
That's the whole purpose of getting the experience. And then when you pass it down to your kids, hey, this is my experience. Take that from what you will and build upon it. And a lot of times building upon it is skipping all the bullshit I did and then jumping up to when it wasn't bullshit, and then you raise the ceiling. And as you raise the ceiling, you'll go through your own bullshit and then do the same thing, with your kids. Sounds simple in theory, but it's not easy.
No. I mean, I'm just looking at trends and signs. All right, let's get back to the fun shit because we've been real deep. All right, my bad, you guys. I didn't mean to serious this out. It wasn't just you. I took participant in it. How wide are you? Right? Now, we might do this over several weeks. I'll do 10 at a time because there was 106 questions.
All right, we can do a little segment.
These are yes or no's, right?
Oh, man.
You need a 90% or higher to be
I have no
full American white.
Well, wait, 90%?
90%.
I don't have what is that? Is that what it says on the little thing?
No, this is my own criteria.
Because I don't have
it's going to be 90 cents per.
There's no pressure on me here because...
Absolutely.
Because I am white.
Absolutely. I know. But
I feel like if I were asking you these questions, you'd be like,
yeah, but we're going to find out how white you are, right?
All right, let's do it.
Coffee drinker in the morning. Yes or no?
Never drank coffee.
All right. I don't know if you really... There's a lot of coffees and tumblers where I was at yesterday.
But outside of that, I don't know if coffee's a white thing because I think coffee's the more addictive drugs in the world.
No, but the culture of coffee.
Okay, well, I don't
like going to get Starbucks.
I don't drink coffee.
Like not even just regular black coffee. I'm talking about thinking about where it came from is like one of the whitest places on earth, like Starbucks.
Yeah, I get what Seattle. You mean. Just the whole hey, let's.
The culture of I'm gonna frap.
I want to spend.
I'm gonna cold frap, a hot frap.
I want to spend $9 on this.
Yeah. I want the flour made out of the creamer. Can you do that for me? No. Are you doing are you part of a religion that your parents don't belong to?
Technically.
All right. There's 1 point for there. All right. Do you enjoy film festivals?
Do I enjoy film festivals?
Yes. Going to them, reading about them, watching docs on them?
I wouldn't say.
Are you a film festival poppy or not?
I wouldn't say that. I think I could tolerate one, but I don't really go out of my way.
All right. We're 1 for 3 right now.
Damn, I'm about to get my white card revoked.
Are you dishing an assist before taking
We're taking the shot?
Before taking the shot.
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
I think so.
You're going with the State Farm assist?
I think so.
All right, we're 2. Woo. All right, we got 2 right so far. Do you enjoy? Nah, you can't. Nah,
have I scored yet?
Don't do this. Don't do this. Are you the assist guy or not?
I think so.
You're the assist guy. All right, cool. So. Farmers markets. Do you enjoy those?
I don't go to farmers markets.
All right. Organic food.
If it was the same price as
don't do this. Yes or no?
Food?
Do you like? No, I'm not going to do that.
Do you like it versus do you go get it?
If it were the same price, which one would you get?
I'd get organic.
All right, there we go. We got 3 so far.
I don't know. I don't
they
think
wouldn't be the same price, but no, it does count.
They could be the same price if it wasn't for the government subsidies that you want me to take.
Money aside, I feel like some people won't get organic food even if they could. Most people don't know the definition or the difference between the two, or if there is or even if there is a definition between the two.
Oh, I'm still kind of on that part too.
All right, so
I would only get it because it said it. Like, oh, that shit sounds better for me, right? Fuck it.
Organic. That's a great move.
Yeah,
great move by the.
Get half of. We doing half points?
Yeah.
I feel that one should be a half point, and the assist one should be like a 3/4.
No. We're going with that one. That one you can't run from. Right. That's nothing. Don't put the situation in there. Do you champion diversity more than your other counterparts? You know these are white things. That's the funny thing. That's fucking hilarious.
But that's the thing. It's a specific white thing. I don't think it's a white thing. I think there's a lot of whites that don't champion diversity at all.
Yeah, but I think that there's a significant pocket that will walk in there with like going to Jamaica and walking out with braids. Like those are the diversity.
No, because that just sounds appropriation. Not
Well,
championing.
I'm saying that is the same type of person that would over champion look when we get the shows to watch, everything that I'm saying right now is gonna explain.
All right,
it
then
all.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, are you a big lover of Barack Obama? I don't know why that one's on there.
A big lover?
Yeah, I'm adding a dub on how it is.
No, I'm a reasonable lover.
All right. Reasonable is crazy, but
I will
I'll take
acknowledge
that.
his mistakes.
Do you make your kids feel bad about not going outside?
Yes.
All right. We're at 5. Either way, you don't really identify with the full culture based on the first 10 I've asked you. And the last one, do you like Asian girls? Would you have a preference of Asian women?
A preference of Asian?
Yeah.
I think my preference would be Filipino. If that's what you meant. Oh, you mean like over other women?
Over your other garden variety. Do you have are Asian women in your top 2? We'll put top two of women you would go after.
The thing is, I'm an equal opportunity employer, but if I broke it down to how my life has worked out.
If you had to choose one, if 2 women knew about each other, which one you were going with? The Asian girl is fire and the other.
She'd probably be number 3.
The Asian girl?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We had 2 choices, but you push it down to 3 like that. There's some other ones I would go with. And I can take a guess on that, but I'm not going to do you like that. All right, we're not going to do that. All right.
Oh, damn.
I had a how black are you thing that I was looking for myself, for you to ask me, and we would have said that versus like setting you up. But nobody wants to live on that ledge.
Okay.
I didn't see any list provided. I will keep looking for the next time that we are in here. All right, hit my head claps. I love the new sound of these mic cords. They're amazing. Like you've hit the cord 5 times and notice not one pop sound. Should have just stopped being cheap and spent that $60 a long time ago. I've done it on worse. All right. Read them and weep. I picked a good one, I think. I have a moral dilemma. I was in a relationship for 10 years. For the last 7 or 8 years, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment that I own. The relationship ended a few months ago because she fell in love with someone else and left. After the breakup, I decided to move into a studio apartment that I also own and rent the bigger one. For most of the relationship, I didn't have a job and only had the studio rent as my income. She started working 4 years into the relationship, and from then on, she mostly took care of all of our expenses. I got a job 2 years ago, but she made a lot more than I did. A few months before she left, we decided to remodel the bathroom and buy some expensive furniture, and she took a bank loan so we can do all these things. I found out later that she started this new relationship around that time. Now, when she found out that I moved and rented the bigger apartment, she asked me for monthly payments for the loan. Because she doesn't have enough money to pay it, and she's not comfortable paying for a 5-year loan that she invested in a property that I own. And she assumes that I get a bigger rent because of the improvements we made to the place. I took a loan too after she left because of the cost of clearing the entire house of things that we accumulated together and for the surgery that our cat needed. It didn't even cross my mind to ask her for money. Am I in the wrong for not wanting to make the payments with her?
No.
Oh, shit. All right, let's go, man. Living on the edge. Why not? Because the way that... So let's get through the schematics through the spark notes real quick, right? Man owns his own place. All right. Girlfriend who they were in a long-term relationship for 8 years decides that, she's going to help him, takes out a loan to remodel the bathroom, right? She meets a new person, decides that, the loan that she took was a bad loan and she now wants help on something that she paid for his house. So why is he not in the wrong for not wanting to pay her or not paying her?
Because, well, one, I mean, with any of these, we always need a little bit more information.
I feel like we got a lot in this one, but let's hear it.
That's like saying anything I've ever done for you or given you throughout this relationship, I'm going to need that back. right? Because one, did I ask for the bathroom to be remodeled, or is that just something you wanted to do because you lived here?
That's nasty, but keep going. I'm with you. It's nasty.
Thug it out, champion. Two is like,
how much does a bathroom remodel cost? I know you know.
Well, there's a wide range depending on where you live.
Let's say you're redoing the sinks.
And it's gotten a lot worse since the last time I did it.
Yes.
Since the last time I did
it. How much it cost when you did it? Because that's a fair assumption to make in a market that was real.
When I did it, I think I got it for a great price. And I think I got it. And the bathroom I did wasn't that big. So I think I redid the whole thing, for maybe $3,500.
That's actually a really great deal.
I think most bathrooms are going to start at $5,000.
Did you get a tub?
Yes, on one of them.
I want to say that someone that we know just recently spent $12,000 or
$1,000.
Yes,
that's. I mean, depending on how big the bathroom is.
It was the shower and all that. You know,
that's. I mean, that's
sounds pretty.
Sounds right.
So, if I'm looking at that, I think that the benefit is that I'm paying for something that I no longer get to enjoy anymore.
I feel you.
So even though I invested into this, that was based on the premise of us being together. But if you're still benefiting from said thing, that's not going to work out for me.
These are all factors you got to think of when it comes to leaving the relationship. Because if you also started a brand new relationship right when you took this loan out, that's something you felt like wanted to do. I mean, yeah, it sounds crazy. Like, oh, let me just stick it out for the rest of this loan.
But after I pay the loan off, what benefit do I get of that?
But I mean, that's the same as like.
Oh yeah,
I put some time because, like, okay, maybe if I didn't rent this house, but this is my like, I didn't own this house, I rented it, but it's my home, so I'm deciding to like freshen up the paint to do this because it makes me feel good about where I live, and yet the landlord is like coming up off me because, hey, I'm such a good tenant and I want to take care of this home that I'm making my own improvements that he doesn't have to pay for or she doesn't have to pay for.
Yeah, but you still share the benefit of living in that space.
Okay.
Or having a choice to be in that space if you wanted to. Like, I feel like that's like a false
but that's why
false comparison.
That's why some of these we need more information on. Did we decide that we really need this and I told you to go take out a loan so we can make this happen?
But if she went out personally and went and got it behind his back, he knew about it based on what he's saying. But if she went and got it behind his back and then the workers started coming in, that sounds kind of nuts. So he agreed to it at some point.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like, hey, if that's what you want to do, go for it, and hey.
Like, you're comparing it to like me buying you a pair of shoes and then you going out in the mud with them like the first day, and I come out and see you like, yo, that's not what I intended on, you doing with those shoes. Let me get those back.
No. I'm not like leaning on the side that he's not wrong to the point where it's like if he decided to
what would you do in that situation?
If he decided to break
I want to know what you do
because
you're potting right now. I want to know what you would do in this situation. And you are her.
If I'm her?
Yeah.
And it was my loan?
Mm-hmm. See, we went through the whole white list, and now you want to act real white. Let's go. Well, what do you think? Like, what is fair?
I'm paying the loan.
No fucking way. No way. No way, bro.
What you think I'm?
I believe you, but it's just I don't want to believe you. That's the crazy part.
It looks nuts sometimes.
It is if it is what it is was a funnier way of saying that. It looks nuts sometimes. It's crazy. I was going with the other one, but it looks nuts sometimes might be the one. That's wild to me. Hell nah. I'd take him to small claims court, and I wonder what the laws would say on that, or like what a judge would rule on that.
I don't think the judge is going to rule in her favor.
Wow.
I don't see why they would.
And even then, he's taking advantage of her because, bro, like she lived there, she was paying all the shit. Now again, she wouldn't have nothing to pay for if he didn't have it in the first place.
Here's the thing: I was able to do all this without you, based on the income from a different investment. So maybe I couldn't do whatever upgrades you did. But I have a home. I could live. But you decided you wanted to be with me, and this is where you wanted to be at, and you wanted to put a woman's touch on shit or whatever because you're like, oh, I'm not about to be living in here. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like, nah, don't get mad at me.
All right, man. That's crazy to me. I would think that at least what she's paid for thus far, if it's been a couple of years or something like that, and she's paid it, and it's a 5-year loan, like, bro, you can flip the rest of this, but it's of benefit for you. Because when you do sell the spot,
I'm okay for a compromise.
Potentially, that's where she's wrong at. Just because you change the inside of your house don't mean that it's going to go for more. It matters about what your neighbors is doing, how the school system is performing, what the walk score is, and all that. All that shit is a factor into the home. So she's wrong in that regard, right? But he does get the benefit of using that. Will he gain more money after, like, you know, making the renovations and shit? Who knows? It depends on where he stays at.
I would either. I mean, I would think maybe it would fall somewhere in a compromise. Like, hey, maybe I'll pick a percentage of the loan and like break you off and pay you back.
Oh,
maybe
you're right.
Or maybe I would sit there and be like, all right, you know what? If I ever sell the place,
I messed up.
If I ever sell the place, I'll give you your shit back.
After he pays the loan, this is one of the things where nobody wins. Because depending on how substantial the amount was, those might be credit points that he would be missing out of by paying her empty-handedly, right? Like she would gain the credit points by making the payment on the loan, whereas she
deserves the credit points because she's the one who's taking the risk of having the loan under her name
in the first place, and in turn, he's the one that gets the bathroom based off a decision that she made. From that logic, I could see that. Depending on how important it was to her, like if she wasn't a homeowner already.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Because if it wasn't gonna mess up your credit, then she'd be like, "Man, fuck this loan. I'm not paying it back." But at the end of the day, the bathroom's already done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing you could do about that. Yeah, or refinance.
No, I'm not doing that either.
Why not? You put it in your name, maybe a better rate. It's your bathroom. Why not?
I'm assuming it's not a better rate. That's why I said that.
Oh, okay.
If it was a better rate, then maybe I can. That's what I'm saying. If it was if I can get a credit line on the house, and we came up with a decision of how much of this loan am I going to pay you back, or what, then maybe I'll take a little bit of a loan out, a few $1,000s, give it to you, and then I'll just pay it back as I go.
Right. But you don't feel like you're in a position of needing to do that in the first place.
Well, it sounds like he can't do all that because, like, he don't, or I guess he has a job now, but, you know, it sounds like money's still relatively tight.
Right.
And sorry.
Yeah. You're tough. He the boy, House of Lexus. Well, you said you would pay it, though. Yeah. Flip side around. All right. Hit my hand class, man. That's
not
crazy.
Getting exactly
you baffled me on that one. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see it coming. We're all still works in progress.
Here's the thing.
Oh, shit.
If I take out a loan to go buy an engagement ring, I give you the engagement ring, and it's going to take me a few years to pay this off, and then we break up, I still got to pay for this fucking engagement ring that you got the benefit of wearing for however long you wore it. Are you going to pay me back for it, even though you didn't ask me to ask to marry? Well, probably you did, but you know what I mean?
Mm.
Asking you to marry me was under my control.
That's pretty good. I got nothing. You finally found something that made sense.
Was this finally found?
I was saying, like, but I mean, even now, I'm assuming that he was making payments that long. Most jewelry places aren't going to make you they aren't going to let you stretch out payments for that long.
Doesn't matter. It's still a loan. I took out a loan for something that
I'm not going to get benefit. Yeah, they never got there though. You paying that part? I would say you playing semantics on, but it's all right. All right. Next thing, shows to watch. What you got for me?
Ooh, I guess that might lead into my little 3 cheers. I watched a little special, and it was a while ago now. It's called Everything But the Chip.
Mm.
And it's a conversation between Larry Brown and Allen Iverson.
Thought it was a baby Dan Marino.
No, I mean, you could probably apply that to a lot of people.
So what does that entail?
It's just they just kind of go over their relationship.
Oh, so this is like a one-off.
It's coach and play. Yeah, it's just a little special.
They had a good relationship, didn't they?
They had a good, but it's like it was a roller coaster ride. And that's why I'm saying we went through everything. We got everything except for that.
Money, fame, notoriety, all that, legend status, Hall of Fame, careers.
You made me an MVP. We got to the finals. We got best record this. We did that. We did everything we were supposed to do. You coached me an all-star game. Everything except this ring.
I feel like Philly had... did they talk about like they didn't feel like they had like the cast that they needed to be able to get over the hump?
Did they say that in there?
Because I want to say that's what people say.
That's what they say, and then but then you look at it like, okay, in 2001, when they went, Allen Iverson was MVP. Aaron McKee was Sixth Man of the Year. Dikembe Mutombo was Defensive Player of the Year. That's 3 of the top awards you can get in the league.
Right. But
now, as a spectator, I could still say like they didn't really have all of it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like I get it, but at the same time, it's like on paper you're looking at like
who
what
they lose to in 01?
Who the fuck you think that lost to the greatest team ever assembled?
That's tough. I don't know why I asked you that. It's around the 3P time. What? But okay, so
the
when I look at
Iverson
that
step
comparison,
over game was the only game the Lakers lost that playoffs.
Oh, when he stepped over Tyronn Lue?
Yeah. It's the only game they lost during the whole thing.
Wait, Tyronn Lue has a championship as a player, huh?
Yes.
That's crazy. He getting a nasty remembrance for that too, though. Like that's crazy.
You ask him every day, he'll be like, "I'll take it."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shit. I mean, most people can't say that they won a championship. All right, what I watched, found it randomly because I'm running out of TV, right? Like I'm running out of shit that I actually enjoy watching. So I just been on my phone recently. It's gonna get drier because there was a stoppage in work for some time still. But I watched Old Dads with Bill Burr. It's on Netflix. It also has Evil Dave Chappelle. I don't know that dude's name, but
Bokeem Woodbine.
Yeah, there we go. He's
that's one of those black questions.
Nobody knows him like that.
That's not true.
Yeah, bro. I'm saying like we know of him from movies and shit like that and shows, but he's hilarious though. Still, like even in his older age or whatever. And then they had another guy I wasn't aware of. But it's basically Bill Burr's attempt to explain the type of society that we now live in. So he and the best way that I could put it, and the fact that he did it and it was funny, was he found a way to bring the internet into real life scenarios. So like there was a big black dude in there, right? And he had an outburst at one of his kids' schools with the principal lady, right? She was gaslighting the shit out of him, right? But had the support of all the other parents. So she made him apologize in front of everyone in front of the school for calling her a cunt at school, right? It was funny as hell though, right? But the black dude was like, "Look, man, I suffer from low metabolism." He was like, it was a big black dude. He's like, "Yeah, I suffer from low metabolism, but I love myself and I love my body," type shit. Like really talking like how they talk in this era, right? And the way Bill Burr was talking in there, right? He seemed like he was out of touch, right? And that hurt me because I was like, damn, this era is really like taking its toll on me. Because I was like, the shit that he's saying is cringeworthy for me. Not that I be going up on comments and saying shit and feeling like, self-righteous about things. It was just like, oh shit, he getting that off. Because there's a few words that we used to let fly. Like we've talked about like smear the, you know what I mean? And all that. But I ain't saying that. You know what I mean? They're not about to get me. And then I had a homie the other day. He was about to say, he's like, I felt like tweeting out something. He was like, but I got too much to lose. So you never know when somebody's gonna find you. So
I can see that. I mean, the way Bill Burr puts his stand-ups together, I can see how he can get all that off in a movie and it'd be enjoyable.
Yeah, like it was great. Like he was talking, like they were talking about like themes for like a back to school night. And stuff. He's like, oh, we don't want to invite trannies. She's like, no, you can't say the word trannies. He's like, what's the word? He's like, trans. He's like, oh, it's close.
I had an old dad moment last week.
What'd you be?
We were watching Wild 'N Out, and one of the cast members, the episode we saw previously, was clearly a man. Obviously, leaned a certain way, and the very next episode, full on woman.
Whoa, through you all, RuPaul.
No, but here's the thing. The episode, we're so far behind in it. I don't know, like, oh, is this filmed in did we get to a different season, whatever it is. And then G's like, Dad, why does it sound like a boy? and I had a decision to make.
Yeah.
And
it was late in the evening too.
And I was just like, I had to hit it. I was like, I don't know. That's crazy.
You took the high road.
Sometimes you just gotta say I don't know, because I was like, I can attack this from different angles. I don't know what I want to give to him right now.
Right.
I don't know.
What would be the fear? How he received it?
No, I think the fear is just like not giving him the proper information about, what's going on. And him not receiving because he can't really comprehend all of that at this moment.
Got it.
Now, assuming he'll be able to comprehend it a lot quicker than anybody in our age bracket would or did. But yeah, it was just kind of like all the wheels started turning quick, and I was just like, I don't know.
Right. Well, all right, man. That makes sense. Hit my head claps. I'm not going to deep dive into that one. We'll say that one for another day. We'll say that one for another day.
Same thing. Let me not touch that one right now.
Well, that because I gotta control how much I put into the market like diamonds. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna throw it in there that fast. Pause. Fun facts: wearing headphones for just 1 hour will increase the bacteria in your ear 700 times.
I got the dirtiest ears in the world now.
Yeah, me too. Because we definitely don't wipe these when we done.
This is. Sundays are the day I wear headphones the least.
Is it? Oh, but these ain't in ear either though. They over the top. I think the in ear is where we at. Where you clean your headphones?
Sometimes.
All right, we'll stop there.
Probably not enough.
Yeah. We good. When I said stop, you didn't have to say nothing else. I clean mine too every once in a while. My wife cleans hers every day, but I think she's like. The world's youngest parents were 8 and 9 and lived in China in 1910.
Yeah, I knew it had to be some shit like that.
It had to be something crazy. Yeah, like the time period is kind of wild.
8 and 9 is
still, no matter what year it was, that still sounds kind of nuts that we was there as a society. Around 15% of active Twitter accounts are social bots. This means that there are nearly 48 million accounts that are not controlled by humans.
I thought that was low.
I think it's low too. 15% is still like a low percentage number, so that means that there's way more accounts than that. I guess what they're saying is there's about 200 million Twitter accounts in around.
The bots are getting smarter too.
Oh, absolutely. With AI, come on now. Oh, you didn't like my AI thing yesterday. You thumbs it down. They said AI is now able to read some of the scrolls and stuff like that from like ancient like Egyptian times.
Yeah, I just don't believe that.
Why not?
No, they gonna make up whatever they want to tell us and be like, hey, this is what the fuck they was talking about.
Fam, if they could make a close deep fake of a Tupac song, I feel like AI could read that.
No, that's different. They can do that because they have all the words Tupac ever said. This is just like, hey, we don't know what the fuck this means, and there ain't nobody left in the world that understands it. AI is. Nah.
What if the AI is and I'm sure they did this, right? It's able to pull information and facts about all those people and stuff and make a best guess scenario as to why that
That's
happens.
what they're doing.
That's what we do as human beings in discerning language in the first place. It's just AI is faster and more efficient.
No. We have people that actually speak the language or around the culture of the language that the language is
not
never
for
lost.
those Egyptian times and shit like that. Hell no.
No, yeah, not for that.
A lot of those stuff got lost.
Nah, man.
You not rolling?
No, I'm not. Because I can still. It's not that smart just yet. Because I'm the type of person I could talk down a bot to where the bot leaves me alone. Been doing it.
Yo, yeah, it's great. The bots are getting smarter. Yes, I'm with you on that. But I also think that AI is giving you a best guess scenario, man.
Well, yeah, that's what they're doing.
I think that if it's the best
whatever
one,
they're saying, it's saying.
As a science guy, that's kind of crazy for you to say it.
No,
just
I'm
because
not
it's
saying
like
it's not a best case scenario for what is all we got. All I'm saying is, whatever they spit out saying this is what they're saying, I'm calling bullshit on at least half of that.
Or what if it said to use the word more than likely? It's not enough?
No, it's not.
That's crazy. All right, he's changing before our eyes, everybody. Yeah, he's different. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to look for something, but you look the same. It's just during the Prohibition era, the U.S. government allowed whiskey to be sold through pharmacies. As a result, Walgreens grew from 20 retail stores to almost 400.
Yeah,
Walgreens is fire. I ain't gonna lie. Like when you need a quick stop for something specific, It's amazing. That is probably one of the stores that I don't think will be affected by Amazon and stuff like that as much as others, right? You still got to go pick up your medication and your subscriptions. Maybe you could do it earlier on Amazon if you needed to, if you're that type of person, or like if you wanted to get cough syrup and shit like that. It's something that you immediately need for those type of stores.
I think the only Walgreens I've ever really shopped at is the one on the Strip.
Well,
Vegas.
Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, they're all the same type of stores, right? So any of the three, do you go to any of those types?
Yeah, I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I was trying to lead it into something else, but never mind.
Go ahead, you lead it there. You were going. Vegas is the crazy part. I know it's a story behind it. Go ahead, tell the story.
No, not that one. I said other than because I don't really do that.
Talking about
I mean,
Plan
obviously,
Bs?
yeah.
I was like in my head. I was like, "What's the wildest thing you could get?"
But it wasn't for me though.
Of course, it's
Well,
not for you.
It wasn't for something I did.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, you went for somebody else.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You told the story then.
Yeah.
But it's a 24-hour immediate need.
But yeah. So I'm saying because I'm not usually.
Because ordering a 48-hour pill off of Amazon is kind of.
Well, if you want to get ahead of the game, like,
yeah.
I'm not pulling.
But
out
if you're
tonight.
in the middle of their.
Tonight's one of them nights.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I'm saying like
that was a thing.
I'm also not a big. No, it wasn't.
No, for women like yo, got one of these on. I got one at the house already.
Good for you.
When I heard one of those, I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Hold that.
I ain't the only one trying to be the only one. It's Drake line.
It's I'm also not a big convenience store guy. Like I get it, it's convenient, but I'm so against the convenience part of it that I'll just be like, do I really need it right now? Yeah, obviously certain times I'm like, all right, I got to. But few and far between for me.
All right. I didn't see that coming. Cycle just playing. But yeah, I fuck with Walgreens and CVS and all those places because, or for example, when I hurt my knee or if I hurt my back or something like that, I go in those places.
Get some Bengay?
Usually I'll get like a supportive brace or something like that, or I'll go get my this fly in here is crazy. I would go get like my vitamins and stuff like that from there. Like those are things that like, because even then I don't want to deal with the hassle of like going back to sending my shit back to Amazon if it doesn't work out. Right? Like then I gotta like when I got it, that was when I needed it. Now that I don't need it, I get inconvenienced on missing out on the refunds. I usually make my wife do it because it's like, yo, I'm moving too much. I was like, yo, can you turn this back in for me? And she'll do that. Last one that applies to Lex. 15% of iPhone users use an iPhone with a broken screen. Me, not so much. I if my shit breaks, I'm fixing it within a week. It's been about 8 years since I've broken an iPhone screen.
Oh.
Yeah. I typically buy cases or don't set my phone in places where I know that it will fall. Like if I set my shit down, carpet's got to be next to it. I usually buy a case that will, I've dropped my phone, you know what I mean? But I have cases on it that still look cool and sleek, but won't be damaged if I drop my phone face down. So, yeah. All right, man, hit my hand claps. I got one more and then we're out of here. So this was a big thing this week that came up. Current events. In preparation for Major League Soccer adding an expansion team in San Diego in 2025, fans were treated to the new club unveiling their name and new team logo on Friday night at Snapdragon Stadium. The team, which will be known as San Diego Football Club, asserted that the new brand identity was created in an attempt to capture the communities that make up the diverse California city. The crest is the flow, comprising of 18 lines representing the 18 communities of San Diego County woven into one. Per a release statement, San Diego is displayed at the top of the crest in the form of an arch, inspired by the iconic neighborhood arches and signs around Greater San Diego. The shield shape represents the strength and unity of their community. The chrome finish on their shield reflects the colors of the community in its outer layers and crest. I read all that and was like, this is a bunch of bullshit.
What color here?
Have you seen it? Mm-mm. You haven't seen the logo?
I thought
it looks like a tribal tattoo.
Okay.
Like that's the best way that I'm gonna show you when we get out of here or whatever. But it's not. You know what? Google it on your phone right now while I'm talking. Right? Look up San Diego Football Club Shield logo or whatever. And what I realized is like, yo, did y'all poll this? And where did you poll it at? Like if it's above the 8 or whatever, y'all bullshitting. Because I don't really see that many people that come up from like La Jolla area, like these other spots or whatever, talk about we're an interwoven community and shit like that. Unless they kid playing travel sports or something, then you come in, oh, we got a game at Martin Luther King Park for basketball, so we're gonna be up there. But we're not really woven together like that.
Is it one of these?
It's the top one on the left, top left, right there. That's it, the tribal looking thing.
That's a lot of different colors. That's a lot of colors.
Bro, now I'm starting to think about it. I was like, yo, what would that look like on a hat? Like why couldn't we get something fire? Like,
looks like a police badge.
Bro, that's like who's walking around with that? Now, I don't know if that's the actual team logo or if that's the shield. Like or the I don't know.
Someone
what
put
it
it
is.
next to the Aldi sign.
No, it's terrible, is it not? I feel like that shit is whack.
But see, I don't like the culture of soccer. Like maybe this is the type of shit they be doing, so I can't really speak towards it to call it trash.
But shit, even all the European joints look fired up.
Like when you said, "Oh, the team," I was like, "What's our team name?" The San Diego Football Club. That was a little underwhelming to me. But I know, like in soccer, they don't really have like mascots like that. They're like, "Oh, we are." It's very literal. This is the city we're at, and we're a football club.
You know what? I want you to look up soccer club shields or something, and I know that there's some dope ones out there because there ain't no way that it's just this one. Like that one is just nasty. Like there's got to be something different. But at the end of the day, we have a soccer team coming. We have some things to go. I'll probably make it to a few games. I'm not gonna lie. That will probably be the one thing that gets me to Snapdragon between that and Fresno State coming. But
yeah, definitely got to go to a couple games. Just unless by
they got to be dirt cheap too.
Unless by 2025, their love for soccer fizzles out.
Did that change?
I mean, we've been focusing a lot more on football and baseball past couple weeks.
For a little man? Well, he not
both.
Oh, and they both like it? All right. Yeah, there's not a lot of moving. Not a lot of moving and grooving. All right, man, hit my hand class. Let's get out of here, man. Anything for 3 cheers for you? You said you had the 3 cheers. I don't. Thank you for coming prepared. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was just going to, it's like a retro 3 cheers when I brought up Allen Iverson and shit. They made him like the president of Reebok or some shit. Him and Shaq. And it's like, it's fitting.
Yeah.
Because, like, those are the only 2 major players that, well, not the only 2, but, like, when you think of Reebok, you think of Iverson.
Yeah, because I don't think Reebok was cool anymore after Iverson left. Unless you were wearing, like, sweatsuits or something. But, like, the shoes, no. But that's because they made Big 5 joints.
Yeah.
Like, if they had some fire Reeboks, like, the sign is hard enough. Like, the sign in this era, if you put a Reebok sign on a hat, like, such as, like a snapback and just put the sign all black, white Reebok sign or whatever and put Reebok, that's fire. It looks like an old 90s joint. They just need to have people that are more representative of the culture in there. It's hard. Puma is still making ugly shit too, in my opinion. It's all right, though. I finally found some Puma running shoes. It took me 2 months. Remember when I sent them? I had been looking ever since then. When I sent them in the chat, it was probably about 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know if you were active at that time. Just depends. So... all right, man, let's get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I will not be here next week. Lex is to be decided with Jonah. We need to let Jonah know, being considerate of that man's time. But we out.